So are we ready to go? Can you guys see me?
Not right now.
In the right
Okay, yeah.
corner.
All right. Are we ready, Amy?
Yes, we are. I have to turn a
Okay.
microphone on to talk.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
All right, let me start. Let's open the January 2021 Southbury Zoning Commission meeting. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, what do we have for, we can seat any alternates, Amy?
I think we're good.
We're good? All right.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's here, except,
All right, good.
and I believe Marty's on.
Marty's on the phone.
Marty, can we hear you?
Yes, I can hear everything perfectly. Can everybody hear
Perfect,
me?
thank you.
Good.
Okay.
All right, well, let's start off with public hearing, application number 11130, modification of detailed plans and text amendment number 11 pertaining to PDD number 8, Southbury Green, located at 775 Main Street South, for the construction of landscape terrace walls and 3 exterior patios, restaurant located at building D and E, PD. All right. I assume Hugh's representing the owner?
Gary, Hugh Sullivan from Bennett Sullivan Associates, representing the owner. I have my normal, reduced 11 by 17 plans I was gonna pass out. I don't know if they're gonna put them on the screen, but I'll pass out the documents to, your 4 members that are here, and I'll walk
Okay.
through them for the record.
All right.
Those two here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's part of the vote. I don't know which job though I did. Probably. The drawing SP 001 shows the existing conditions at the site, and it shows the sewer treatment plant that you originally approved last year, and all that's been constructed and is in good order. If we were to go to the next sheet on SP 002, it shows the 3 areas at building B, building D as in David, E is in Edward, where the Regency and Southbury Green would like to have 3 exterior patio areas for prospective restaurants and food service establishments. And this is based upon the work they undertook over the last 2 years installing the new DEP septic system that was coordinated by Dymar. Mark couldn't be here this evening, he had a previous engagement. With that in mind, there are terrace walls that we explained to you at the last meeting when we submitted, when you accepted the application for this public hearing tonight, that were installed, and they have started to put some face veneer on the concrete block walls, and the contractor, construction manager, has brought a sample tonight, if I could trouble them, to show the board for the record. This is not a stone veneer, like you asked at the first meeting, but if I could trouble you to go around, I'm sorry about that. But it's a stone that's a go through your documents, you asked me to show you a photograph of the existing stone, and we've shown that. And, but if you look at it, you can see that it's certainly, it's a different scale, but I think when it's all said and done, and they put, if I'm correct, just for the record, it's got a bluestone cap? Yes. So that bluestone cap, I'm going to say that when the restaurant pieces come and the patios are there, it will be a place also that I think patrons can sit. So think of it that way. We wish we didn't go ahead and do this, but you know, it is what it is, we're here before you. And the last sheet shows the, how the patios material will be using to install on a drainage system. And that too is, you know, more than acceptable, you know, for this project. The text amendment really addressed the addition of these three new areas that could be used for exterior dining and restaurants. And anytime a restaurant comes along to any of the land use commissions, it will go forward with your review and approval. That's really my overview this evening of this application for this public hearing. And if you had any questions for me, please, you know, please do so. And I hope the sample was helpful tonight so you could see it. Because, you know, it does show you the color and the texture pattern.
All right, Hugh, one question for you. I can't see the sample there, but is it the same material that they started putting up on the interior of the wall?
Yes, yes, it is. That's correct.
Okay, so it's not the real stone, it's a faux stone
That's correct.
veneer.
That's correct.
Okay.
But the ashlar pattern
Yeah.
is similar. It's just that the scale is different. Actually,
Okay.
there's more stones per square foot on this sample than there would be in the real stone wall.
Okay,
But
all right.
the color tones they're pretty darn good for the project.
Okay, I was out at the site and I did observe what was put up, and it does look pretty good. Real versus fake doesn't really bother me at this point in time, as long as you are able to or the owner's able to maintain a stockpile of material in case there's damage over
Yes.
time.
Yeah,
So you can-
we had a meeting about that and spoke about that, and the owner and the construction manager are gonna assure that they have what we know as attic stock on the project site, so in case there needs to be replacements, they will be able to make repairs at the site.
Okay, because this is on the outside also, not just the inside.
That's correct.
And in between buildings D and E,
That's correct.
who knows what could happen with traffic?
Excuse me?
Who knows what could happen with traffic between buildings D and E?
Welcome to Southbury.
Well, right, that's what I'm sort of referring to. So, okay,
I mean, they could be lucky and never have a car or a snowplow hit those walls for 20 years, or they'll get hit once a week, you know, it's just, you just don't know.
that's true. Just keep in mind, how many times did that stone wall out front get hit?
Well, it's had one good time somebody went through it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the only other outstanding issue, Jess, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, has to do with trees. And I guess there's been some, difference of opinions between the town's arborist and the owner's arborist. Has that been resolved any which way?
No, to the best of my knowledge, it has not.
Well, here's what I will say, when we had a meeting with the owner, is, they are more than willing to, twice a year, to deep root fertilize, the trees and put them on a maintenance schedule and watch, to make certain that, they survive. It's really no different than what your commission, asked and mandated, at the Riverview Cinemas, for the shagbark hickory that's out front, and the two,
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I need my trees, the sycamores that were in the back.
Sycamores in the back. Yeah.
So, if they could follow that same program and they agreed to it, I believe their arborist, the work he's done there at the site, I was pretty impressed with his install when they had, the hurricane damage. But I think that's a path forward, and they've, agreed, that if the trees were to die, they would replace them accordingly, per the site plan for compliance. The
Okay.
representatives for the owner are here tonight, and they can concur or not concur with my comments. I hope they concur.
I think that the trees being inspected, you said twice a year?
Yes, spring, fall.
Spring and fall would kind of cover Pat Kearns' concern about them becoming dangerous. I think
Okay.
you could potentially see it coming if that was the case.
And for clarity, that's really quite consistent with Pat's position when we were at the movie theater, okay? Because he helped and assisted us there.
Okay.
So the spring and the fall, deep root fertilization and watching the trees, is something that, this project will undertake.
All right. We referred this modification to the planning commission back in November. Have they looked at it?
No,
Tonight's the referral.
we've never been invited there because tonight is your public hearing, and, we've never been invited to them. We've never been on an agenda.
I believe tonight would be the referral, Gary.
Tonight would be the referral?
Yes, and we'd have to leave this public hearing open until the next zoning meeting in February.
Well, typically, when did we set the public hearing? It was last November, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And typically, when we set the public hearing, we make any referrals that night to the planning commission. I thought we did that.
Yes, so did I.
Yeah, that's how I understood it.
Yeah.
And
Gary?
the planning commission had the opportunity to take a look at it.
They have not.
Yeah, they haven't had a meeting because they closed their meeting for December due to the COVID. We weren't open to the public, and they closed all the meetings down because our town hall was infested with the virus at the time, so. The next meeting is
Alright.
the 19th, next Tuesday.
And I'm gonna be at that meeting on the 19th anyway, so, I have no problem making the presentation to planning, next Tuesday evening.
And it was referred.
Okay, so my question to you, Hugh, and the owner, are you okay with us extending this public hearing to next month?
I don't see if that we have any choice, unless you decided as a commission not to refer it. And that would be a first.
Well, we already referred it, and because they didn't meet because of COVID, if they didn't meet for other reasons and they didn't take it up, I just assume move forward with it tonight. But I think since they didn't meet because of COVID, town hall being closed, I think we should give them the opportunity to take a look at it.
Okay.
Wait till next month.
And I could assume that next month we'll all be in a position for your commission to act on this?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes, absolutely. All right, commission members, any questions of Mr. Sullivan?
No.
No.
All right, anybody there from the public want to speak up for or against it? Since this is a public hearing. Is there anybody there?
Yes, like 3,000 people.
Okay. Okay, since, nobody's there, I guess we will, we won't close the public hearing. We'll keep it open until next month. Obviously, the public can still speak next month if there is anybody present. But hopefully, we'll get a referral back from planning and we'll hear their comments. Any more questions to the commission from the commissioners? And we'll close the public hearing next month and take care of it right after that. That okay with everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, thanks you. All right, moving on to new business, application 11161 Watson Farmhouse Brewery for temporary addendum to their existing zoning permit number 9546 to permit the sale and pickup of sealed bottles of alcoholic liquor for off-premise consumption in a manner consistent with their manufacturer's permit as per Governor Executive Order 7G and 7T, a property located at 101 West Purchase Road, Zone R80. Anybody present to represent the owner?
Nothing we see.
Gary,
Yes.
this is Kevin Bielmeyer. I'm going to be representing the owner on this presentation.
Okay.
Get feedback. Okay. Okay, for the record, this is Kevin Bielmeyer, Economic Development Director for Town of Southbury. Distinguished members of the Zoning Commission, I'm here on behalf of Watson Farmhouse Brewery, 101 West Purchase Road, to seek approval for a temporary addendum to their home enterprise zoning permit. The reason is the impact of the limitations imposed on restaurants, bars, and private clubs, which have in turn severely limited the ability to generate revenue by this small business by 75%. Under Governor Lamont's Executive Orders 7G and 7T, the pickup and sale for off-premise consumption is permitted by those holding a permit to manufacture beer. My primary goal in my role is to keep businesses in business. Watson Farmhouse Brewery's predominant revenue comes from selling product to restaurants and bars. Now that we are in winter, restaurants are down 70 to 80% and bars are completely closed. This is what led to the expansion of the governor's executive orders to include manufacturers of beer to have product pickup. Submitted for the commission's review is Watson's original zoning permit, proposed temporary addendum, attachment to the addendum, a sign sketch, site plan, their liquor permit, and the 4-month extension of their permit per Governor Executive Order 7W. Turn your attention to the addendum. There's a note at the bottom that the request is until the end of July, subject to executive orders. That's approximately 6 months. On the attachment to the addendum, under number 3, is a narrative that articulates compliance with COVID-19 best practices, proposed limited hours of pickup by appointment only, and a limitation of vehicles on site to 3 vehicles. The Executive Orders 7G and 7T are also included on this attachment. The proposed sign fits within the guidelines of sign zoning regulation 10.7.3, which reads personal office and customary home enterprise, 1 sign not exceeding 2 square feet on the subject lot or residence. The highest point of a freestanding sign shall not exceed 5 feet in height. So the sign will fit that regulation. I do want to note that in the regulations, just before it states 10.7.3, it says the following signs are permitted without a zoning permit, as long as they conform to the specifications contained herein. Therefore, I propose that the sign be permitted permanently and not expire with this temporary addendum. The site plan indicates where the sign would be placed, basically the end of the driveway, got a little X on the site plan. And it also indicates where the 3 parking spaces would be, which are up in front of the barn. The liquor permit to manufacture beer is in order, included in the packet, and an extension, if you flip the page over, is the extension granted for the 4 months per the governor. Therefore, with consideration of these submitted materials, the unprecedented economic crisis, and the governor's executive orders, I ask the commission to approve the temporary addendum to zoning permit 9546 and a permanent sign permit per application 11161. And I'll
Okay.
take any questions you might have.
All right, I have one comment on the sign. What's the sign limitation, 2 square feet?
The height requirement is no taller than 5 feet, 60 inches, and the sign shall not exceed 2 square feet.
Square feet.
Yeah,
The sign you have sketched up or you show on the sketch is 3.33 square feet.
the 20 inch by 24 inch?
20 inch by 24 inches, 3.33 square feet. 2 square feet would be 12 inches by 24 inches.
Okay, they must have been going with their, the size of the sign that I included in the photograph that they had made. All right, so they're gonna need to change that. So the 24 is fine, but it's gonna be narrower.
One dimension has to give.
Yeah, one side or the other, okay. Duly noted, I will
Okay.
change that.
Jess, do you have any comment on this submission?
No, I think Kevin has put together, the packet is excellent, he's done his homework.
Except for my math.
Okay.
In light of the executive order, I don't see how it's not permissible, and if they're willing to adhere to the restrictions of the limits that, of cars coming to pick up, the products, then I don't really see how it's a problem.
Yeah. Prior to hearing, I'm sorry, you done? Prior to hearing Kevin's speech tonight, my one comment would have been, we should probably revisit this in 6 months to see if it has to be extended. It should come back every 6 months, but I guess the executive order already takes care of that. So, yes, if we approve this tonight, we'll have to come back in July. Even if the governor extends it another 4, 6, 12 months, they should come back to have it extended again here with us.
Yeah, I think that's, in line with, this addendum and the way it reads. I think it's, that should be fine.
Okay. All right, commission members, any questions of Kevin?
No, I'm,
Yeah, this is Marty Fudor. Can anybody
Yep.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, just a question in general, if that's one sign you're relegated to for this property? I'm in favor. I understand I'm in favor. I'm definitely in favor. Up here in the purchase, we need as many interesting things going on up here as possible. But I was just wondering, only a line of sight, if if they can have, or anybody, not just them. There's a couple of other small, we have a little, woman that raises organic vegetables and whatever, she sells her eggs and all that stuff. Actually, we have a couple of them up here. And I've noticed driving around up here a lot, that, in a couple of the places, their signage is only seen coming in one direction well. Am I clear about the, I was just wondering
So-
if there was a possibility if they could have two signs, just so that they have a maximum,
Yeah, it'll be, Marty, it'll be two-sided, so the idea is you'll see it from both sides. It'll be hanging almost like a kind of realtor sign. And
Okay.
so it'll be two-sided, and then they're also permitted, again, not even really by regulation, to have something on their building itself. You know, a lot of times you'll see barns with, you know, wood burned in signs and
Yep.
names, and so that's permitted as well. I don't know how visible it would be from the road, but certainly if you got up
yeah,
to,
it's set back quite a way.
this is set back quite a ways and up the hill, yeah.
90% of the drop, this business is gonna be right on the road. In the spring and, you know, winter and fall, you can kind of look up the driveway and see everything, but when everything fills in the greener months, then you won't really, you'll need to sign in order to find the location, yeah.
Right, yeah. So it'll be two-sided though.
Oh, good, that's great. Yeah, if anybody's that, I'm in favor of it.
All right, any other comments from the commission? All right, now my next question to you, Jess and/or Amy, do we need an official resolution to approve this?
I would tend to think so, and I apologize, I don't have one
Okay,
because I wasn't sure where this would go.
Let's do this for the rest of the commission members. What if we have Amy write up or Jess or Amy write up a resolution, send it off to everybody as soon as possible for their review and approval. But on a vote tonight, let's say either yay or nay on this overall concept. So at least the owner knows he's got somewhere to go right now. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
All right, so let me hear a motion that we approve the amendment as presented by Kevin for Watson Farm House Brewery, and along with that motion to approve the amendment, the zoning office will be sending out a detailed resolution every commission member to sign off on for the official record. Okay, hear a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Any further comment? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, Amy and Jess, if you can work on something and get it out to us maybe this week, and take care of all that this week.
Absolutely, I will try to have it done by the end of the day, if not sooner, tomorrow.
That's fine, I know you're busy. Everybody's busy down there, just the best you can.
Thank
I mean, going forward, I mean, it's really for the record, going forward, the Watson Farmhouse Brewery and or you, Kevin, you know what to prove. You can, at least they can move forward on what they want to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, new business number 2, application 11172, Southbury Storage Property, LLC DBA Southbury Self-Storage, applying for a PUD on property located at 82 Poverty Road, Zone R30. Owner Bob LeBon III wants to build an addition to the existing storage warehouse building to create additional heated storage area, create three exterior vehicular, 5 vehicle storage garages, 1 unheated warehouse building, an exterior gravel area for outdoor storage, and additional parking for property. Has everything been submitted to the commission? All the material?
I believe it has Hugh Sullivan representing the client.
All right. Hugh, do you want to make a statement?
Yes, this is, one of these, uses that, came about, I must say, in COVID. It's one of those uses for storage that the community needs. And one of the things that, we've learned is Heritage Village, you know, with its population and almost, I think, 2,580 units and almost 4,200 residents. And I don't mean to be bleak, but I'll be black and white. Every time there is a passing of a resident there, there are issues with probate and family members, and many times there are children of the parent that is deceased. They're not living on property. They're in other states, and there aren't a lot of areas where you can place stuff. And on a personal matter, I mean, my daughter, who lived in New York City, when she had to leave and work remotely from New York, I needed to find some storage space for the stuff that was in her apartment. And I learned that I wasn't the only, parent in this community. So it developed, kind of a new market and a new use. And this gentleman, Rob Laban, was, reviewing what he could do, and we thought this was a new kind of positive use for the area. And it's on a very unique site that has some very unique land use history, because it's in our letter, but just a brief overview. This property, although zoned R30, when zoning was dropped in 1966 to create zoning regulations for Heritage Village, the gentleman that owned the property went down to the town hall with a building permit for a factory, and he built the factory, known as Davmatic, and it's been there ever since on the R30 zone. Now, what is kind of developed right and left of it is there is a business zone from this property all the way to the corner of Raskeller, and then the Pullman family, which owns Davmatic, they also own the land where the library is. And so when the library decided to build their facility there, plus their full basement of storage, because the town needed it, we have kind of a unique mixed zone in the area in that strip of land, from the Raskeller down to the corner of the library. So we'd like to prepare a PDD. Remind you, we would have done a PDU, but the land parcel itself is just over 5 acres. So because of that, we had to do the PDD. We're at 5.34 acres, and but what we're trying to do, we believe, if this were present today, there'd still be a waiting list to get into it. So I would hope that your commission this evening would accept the application and set a public hearing for it next month.
Okay, I see no reason not to accept it and to set the public hearing for February 2021. That said, I would like to refer the package to planning for their review. And I guess we'll look forward to seeing you next month, Hugh.
Yes, and I will attend the planning meeting next Tuesday as well.
Okay. All right. Done with that one, let's move on to number 3, which is application number 11178, PDD number 8, Regency Centers, applying for modification of detailed plans under section 12.5.2, BI and BII to conform with section 7 of the zoning regulations for a dual concept restaurant to be known as Lucas Local and Mission Salad on property located at 775 Main Street South. I guess that's you again, who you?
Sure, yeah, thank you. Hugh Sullivan, Bennett Sullivan for the record. It's just a continuation of our efforts at Southbury Green. You know, with the text amendment and patio, but this is different. It's a restaurant use that we're now able to entertain because of all the significant work they undertook for the septic system design. And this truly is a fantastic restaurant and new entity, you know, for our community as well as Southbury Green. I don't know if you've been to Luke's Local in Newtown, but it's a wonderful little restaurant. They have, on the plans we've submitted, we've shown the, it's really, there's 2 components. There's a Mission Salad Bar, they call it. It's just a kind of takeout, stand-up, only no seating facility. And Luke's Local Restaurant has an oyster bar, a bar, and seating for 90 seats, 18 seats at the bar, 12 seats at the oyster bar. And then in the patio, we like to have dining for 40, 50 seats. But I truly think it'd be a wonderful amenity to the community, to the center. And Mark Lantor, again, couldn't be here due to previous appointment, but he has outlined in a letter to you, Chairman Giroux, you know, the criteria for its operations, the new septic system treatment plant, and the approval, and how this facility will work. We'd really like to see what we could do to expedite the application, because the owner would really like to get going with his construction on the project, because as you know, all the restaurants in the community are under dire straits, and he'd like to be able to get open in the springtime and to start taking advantage of the, you know, the patios and the dining for the community. It's a pretty straightforward application, but need your guidance and help, and your commission's help, so this can, you know, move forward.
All right, I guess commission members, we have to take, we have to decide on our definition of minor versus major modification to the detailed plans. If it's a minor one, we can just do it ourselves. If it's major, we should refer it to planning. If we refer it to planning, then it gets put off till next month.
Chairman, could I add a comment? I mean,
Yes, go ahead.
in other communities, you know, we would just treat this as a tenant fit-up.
That's where I'm getting. I was gonna try to get to that.
Right.
Thanks for making that statement. So, I mean, as far as the PDD is concerned, restaurants are permitted in every single building. Am I right or wrong with you?
That's correct.
That's true. So as far as putting a restaurant in this building is not against the PDD. It's just a matter of,
Right, and the fact that Regency went ahead and did the new DEP system with Dymar, opened all that up for them, and they never had this before.
right. Okay. So I guess right now it's our decision to, do we want to go with calling it a minor modification? As you put it, it's tenant fit up, really. It's just interior.
Mind you, if you
When
were to
we-
treat it as a minor modification tonight, just within your commission, and you were to approve it tonight, so they could go forward, please note that they still have the health department. They still have the
Sure.
building department and the fire marshal. You know, land use is easy, but the other stuff, you know, they really need to get moving to get this operational. And, you know, your commission is the commission that can do it for us.
Right. The only thing I was gonna add is, it's, when we refer something to planning for a change in detailed plans, it's more of an exterior type of use or how the looks or whatever, how the whole operation is being handled.
It's additive.
Interior is more, I don't care what goes on the inside, as long as it's allowed to go there and it's done properly.
Correct.
And like you said, Hugh, we have other departments that have to review and approve anyway.
Correct.
My only question to you is, and I'll take hopefully your statement as being true, if you can answer it.
Yes.
With the number of seats in the facility, is there going to be any parking issues?
No, there won't be, and I answered that quickly, predominantly because the parking that's at the Southbury Green, I forget, I believe we're just at under 800 spaces. Like the movie theater, it's truly a mixed-use environment. And the parking spaces get used all the time. We've had plenty of parking. You know, personally, there are a lot of spaces down there that still don't get parked in, even in Christmas holiday, all right? So, one of the things that we find out in that type of neighborhood center is that someone, in this case, might go to Luke's Local, they'll park, and then they'll walk over to Gail O'Neill's, and then they may go over to Starbucks. So, you know, you really don't have 3 parking spaces for each tenant. But as a multi-use facility, and the parking is really being co-shared, which is truly part of your zoning regulation and permits it, and really, you know, wants it to happen, I foresee no issues whatsoever. This is similar to, for what it's worth, to the Mercado restaurant that the land use boards approved. Yet this is a site that is twice the size and twice the parking of the Riverview Cinemas. And you can see how Riverview Cinemas has worked, in my opinion, seamlessly with the mixed use of medical, restaurant, and the movie theater. But I see no issues whatsoever with the parking.
All right, you sort of answered my question. Commission members, any questions or comments to Mr. Sullivan?
No,
If I may, I don't mean to put Kevin on the spot, but could you say something about the application for me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity to. So both the last application and this application, I've been working with both of the business entities, both the self-storage as well as this new restaurant concept. Just a few things that come to mind on this one, since we're on this application, is Lucas Local, as Mr. Sullivan referenced, is a pre-existing business in Newtown, and he has another restaurant in Bethel as well. To give you an idea of the success of it, the one in Newtown has been voted the best seafood in Fairfield County for the last, I think, 4 years by Connecticut Magazine. And I only say that because as someone in my position tries to look for, businesses to come to town, you want somebody that has got a track record. And that's what they have here. The fact that Regency Centers has put their chips, so to speak, on this business owner, rather than say go to a national chain and be, trying to get a Chipotle or something in here, but to say, hey, we want a local business person who has some success, it's going to be a great compliment to our town. I'm very with the seafood. Now, on the other hand, he has this mission salad concept, which he spent, I think, 12 years in Manhattan or 15 or such, doing these salad businesses that he was a chef for. So it's a whole unique salad component as well, and that's just purely takeout, like you said. So, but it's a shared kitchen concept, a dual concept, one kitchen, 2 restaurants. I recently had the opportunity to be involved in putting one, not this same owner, but a similar dual concept in New Milford, which was a Greek restaurant combined with in this case, a pizzeria. And had we not put that in, that business owner would have went out of business with COVID because that takeout kept them alive. And so, this new concept, I think, is gonna bode very well to this person's success. You know, it can ebb and flow because of the double business. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fantastic. It's also an intimate restaurant, there'll be plenty of space. We're talking about how much seating. The one in Newtown I know is barely 50 seats inside. It's a little intimate kind of setting. So it's gonna be a really nice complement to Mercado and the other restaurants we got going on in town.
And these types of mixes, add, new life to our community. We've always said we like to be able to drive by our retail establishments and our shopping centers with the lights on at night. And, I'm tired of seeing the black postcard in Stones that says, when you turn around back, Southbury, 9 o'clock. Yeah, if your board could stand behind this tonight and move it forward, they have plenty of work still ahead, but your support would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Any other comments from the commission? All right, I'm going to suggest that we do the same thing as we did with the other modification, since we don't have a formal resolution. We'll vote on the concept tonight, yay or nay. And if it's a yay, Jess, Amy, prepare a resolution for everybody to send around to everybody and sign off on for the official record.
Absolutely.
Okay, everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, do I hear a motion to approve as presented by Mr. Sullivan and the company?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Jay, okay. Do I hear a second? Any further comment, discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
so Hugh, you're set to go.
Thank you, appreciate it.
For the record, we'll be preparing the official resolution, but you'll get a copy of both when you're
All right.
there.
Great, thank you again.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a good evening, thanks, Jessica.
Thanks. All right, let's try to wrap this up quickly. Jessica, do you have anything on your enforcement report you want to discuss in detail?
Nothing that is pressing and the commissioners can't read at their own leisure.
Okay. The only one I want to ask a question about tonight is CVS,
Oh, yes.
and that has to do with that little kiosk outside
Yes,
in the front? Okay.
yes. So that is not state supported. We have, I believe they're coming into compliance with building. They contacted me asking what it would take to get in compliance with zoning, and it would require a modification to the approved site plan through planning, because that was,
That's the
That was-
process. Yeah.
yeah, so, I don't know, I
Okay,
know
so as
that-
far as we're concerned, it's really not up to us, it's up to planning to either give them a temporary, use permit
yes,
or whatever. As
Yeah.
far as the maximum lot coverage, it doesn't make a difference because it's a building on top of pavement, so that doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is the parking. It does take up quite a few parking spaces.
well,
At times can be a real problem up there.
right, but I was told that they were denied being able to do an addition on that store because of lot coverage, so that does factor in.
Okay, but again, this is gonna be planning's rule,
Right,
not
yes,
ours.
yes,
But as far as
exactly,
I'm concerned, again, it's a temporary use and it's COVID related.
yes,
So they should look at it favorably, I would hope,
right, I guess we'll see.
but, and it's not permanent. It's gonna come down sooner or later. hopefully sooner.
Hopefully, yeah.
I hope. All right, we'll let planning take care of that.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't believe so. I
No.
think that covers
Commission
it.
members, do you have anything you want to ask of Jane, Jess?
I just would like to comment that I appreciated just getting that in advance so that I did have a chance to look this stuff over. It's been very, very helpful.
Yeah, it's been great.
Oh, that's,
So thank you for doing that.
thank you for that comment. That's nice to hear.
Yes, I'll echo the comment also, Jess. Your reports have been pretty to the point
Thank you.
and very helpful. And again, as we discussed earlier today, we're going to work on a
A review.
reporting memo
Yep,
from staff to the commission on these hearings, so that everybody has a good handle on where these applications stand with regards to the regulations.
yes.
All right, let's, I guess, move on to the next item, correspondence. Any correspondence, Amy?
No, can you hear me?
No?
No.
All right. Minutes of the November meeting. Any issues with those minutes?
No.
No?
No? Okay, they're approved as submitted. Any bills? We never have any bills.
No.
Okay. And then any other business?
We have the
I
election
guess
of
we're-
officers.
Okay.
So, do you want me to run it, or,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. Does anyone want to nominate somebody for chairman?
I nominate Gary DeRusse. A second.
Is that because I'm not there?
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
Jay seconds it. Do you accept, Gary?
Yeah, I accept.
Okay. Can I have a nomination for a vice chair?
Who wants to be vice chair?
Does it have to be, can it be anyone on the commission? I can't remember whether it was a party issue as well.
Currently,
No.
it's Rod.
No, it could be anybody, no party issue.
Then I'll nominate Mr. Ashby.
I second it.
Okay. Is he, you accept?
Do you accept?
All those approved? Okay. We have any, is there a secretary?
Yes, there is. Susan is the secretary right now. Does anyone want to make a nomination?
I'll nominate Susan. Yes.
I'll second.
Okay.
Susan, you're okay?
I'm okay.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll
Okay.
abstain.
We're set for a while now. All right, then we have the other two public hearings, which we're not even gonna think about until we can open, town hall. Any other discussion? If there's none, then, do we hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Bye.
Hey, Jen, this is Marty. Becker,
Yes.
hello.